Hi guys, this is Erica here with the Strength of Tarot. Give me one sec. I'm gonna be doing a reading on Lisa Left Eye Lopez. The reason I ended up choosing Lisa Left Eye Lopez is because I just seem to connect with her more. Her spirit comes out very strong. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go with it, okay? Because I've been, channeling her for the last few days, and there's such a connection there. She comes out right away. She has a very strong spirit. Um, Not in the sense that she's bossy. She's not bossy. She just her. She wants you to know she's there, and she has a lot to say. Um, okay, give me a sec. So I wanted to do this reading because I connected with her so quick, and I'm surprised of how much I connected with her. And I know there's so many other, celebrities I could connect with. I don't really. So let's do a backstory on Lisa Left Eye Lopez. She was part of the group of TLC, and well, all I know about TLC, I remember the song "No Scrubs," but there were other songs, from back in the day that they were big, like the Red Light Special. What About Your Friends? They were one of the most popular girl groups. Before the Spice Girls, I would say, right? So, um, TLC, from what I where they really stood out to me was definitely the No Scrubs. You know, that's really what put them on the map for me. So I don't know if you guys, some of y'all don't may not know much about TLC, but if you go back and you look, TLC have been a group since the 19 I want to say 1992. I haven't looked it up or anything, but she made me feel like early 90s. Like she met them in an audition, okay? Um and from there they all just kind of became friends, okay? Um Now, some of the things I'm going to go through, you guys can ask questions and I will answer random questions, if I see them, if they, you know, if I can connect with them. But I'm going to go over certain things that she really wants people to understand about her, okay? Um, she also wants people to understand why she was where she was in her life. It's not like she woke up one day and just went crazy. There was a lot of factors into why Lisa Left Eye Lopez separated herself from TLC, the media, and her relationship. And it was just, you know, for her, it was about getting herself in the right state of mind, finding balance. And she also had feelings, like of something's not right. I do feel like what she was feeling, and she did not know this while she was alive, but she knows this now, I do believe, is that her feelings were, she felt like she was going to die. She felt like, you know, um, if she kept being around her, the people, the environment she was in. So she was actually trying to, believe it or not, prevent that negative energy. You see what I'm saying? She was actually trying to separate herself from that, run away from that, So there's a lot of reasons why. But let's go over her and kind of just her legacy, and why you know, people may not know what an impact she had on the music industry, and she did. It was more than her personal life. She's worked with numerous artists. She's helped numerous artists write songs. Um, but here's the good thing about Lisa Left Eye. First of all, she doesn't really like the name Left Eye. And she was telling me that she rather, okay, like for TLC, yes, but she wanted to break away from that, you guys. She was ready to break away from the group. She wants people to recognize her as Lisa Lopes, okay? She does not want to be recognized as Lisa Left Eye Lopes or Left Eye. Now, she understands that is part of, her, like, who she was, her mark on the industry, but there's something about her that she just wanted to really be independent, okay? From the TLC name and the TLC brand, okay? Now, we're gonna get into all that, but let's go ahead. I'm gonna pull out some cards. Um, the burning of her the burning of her house. Okay, like the burning down her boyfriend's house. Actually, was her husband at the time. And look, when you said that, look what came up. It was her husband at the time, and I'm not going to use the tarot cards very much because I'm going to mostly tap in empathically to connect with her to get answers. So the only time I'll pull out my cards is if I feel a lack of connection, okay? But let's talk about the boyfriend. The boyfriend. I hear the name like Andre. They were married. Yes, they were married. Okay. So they were married. I feel like they got divorced and then they went to get married again. So they could have been a very Andre Rison. Okay. Ooh. Well, and I said that name. Okay, so give me a second because she's like right here. And she can talk, y'all. Okay, so let me just get what I'm feeling from her energy, from what she's telling me about her and Andre's relationship. First of all, she was abused by Andre. I get very emotionally abused. It's not, she said the only time there was physical abuse, when the physical abuse got bad, was when she herself actually burnt down the house, the day or the morning of the burning down the house. That happened in the morning, okay? Because she's telling me something about the morning. There's something, which is the point she's trying to prove, okay? She doesn't really like to even talk about this. She doesn't really like to talk about this because that was one of the moments when she first realized that she had that feeling of wanting to, I want to say die, wanting to give up. Andre, see, she really loved Andre. I mean, she really loved Andre. Okay? I do feel like Andre's still alive. So, see, I'm going to mix how I feel. And I don't know, she may not like it because she's very, like, she knows there's not much you can tell her. She already knows where she needed to walk away from that for good. But she's not that kind of person when it comes to love. She saw her parents get separated, and that had a huge impact on her and her siblings. Because I feel like she has 2 siblings but I feel like that's part of the reason she never really separated from Andre is due to like what she saw within her family. She saw her mom fall apart after her parents separated. She saw how hard it was for her mother. It was so hard for her mother. I think her mother actually broke down and she had to end up staying with, I feel like, a grandmother, a different relative. Like, they couldn't stay with their parents. Her dad was an alcoholic. The mom just was emotional wreck. She had a lot of mental, I just feel like her mom had a mental breakdown, okay? And she says no one really ever talks about her mom. I don't know if her mom did drugs or anything. I don't feel like she did. I just feel like more mental, that her mom had a breakdown. She was raised by a grandmother. She is telling me a grandmother. That's mostly where she could focus on her musical, her writing, her rapping, her art, her poetry. She was an artist. I feel like artists like drawing, painting, she drew first, you know. Um, that was a release for her throughout her childhood, was to write and draw. Um, she is saying that she was a perfectionist. Okay, there's a part of her that was a perfectionist, because her father her father kind of pushed that on them, like to do your best, be your best. If you're not the best, what's the point, you know? um she's not she's actually happy that, okay, even though her father wasn't stable mentally, you know, he was an alcoholic, he had issues. She's actually happy that she was raised the way she was with that structure. um and I do feel like military background, military family, um and that's dysfunctional in itself. Okay, so her father could have done the same things to her mother. And here's the funny thing: Lisa was a very forgiving heart. She was very you know, she forgave people very easily. People could do her very wrong and she would still forgive them. Even though she put up a facade that she was tough, you know, she was hard. um I don't really feel like it was true. Okay, guys. I don't feel like it was true at all. um I feel like she had a very forgiving heart of the ones that she loved, the ones that she was close to, okay? Um, and she was loyal to a fault. That made her very loyal to a fault, okay? Now, she easily forgave her dad. She easily forgave her mom, you know, of her family, her background. That's kind of where she's saying, you know, how she was with Andre was because she just didn't want that. You know, she just didn't want to be like her parents, okay? She wanted to forgive. That's something that she kind of picked up when she was young, watching her parents go at each other's necks. She feels like if her parents would have forgave each other for a lot, that they would have been stronger. They would have been able to stand together more in certain situations, and their family would have been, you know, more together, if that makes sense. So it's a lot. She was a very smart girl, very wise, very intelligent. Um, Hi guys. Very intelligent. I would say wise beyond her years. You know, there's a certain maturity level that she had that maybe even her parents didn't have. So it's actually quite funny how she came up with, you know, how she dealt with people. And, you know, it had a lot to do with her parents and watching them, okay? The negative, you know, emotions and stuff that they went through. She actually developed a very good heart because of all of that, believe it or not. Let's move forward. Let's talk about because we're going to talk about the burning of the house, okay? There's something else about the burning of the house. Okay, so Andre was kind of a pig. I'm going to say that straight up. The way that she is telling me, she's not saying that outright. I am saying that. That's my opinion. He was a pig. And she's laughing like, yeah, okay. He cheated on her. He would buy stuff for females. He would do stuff for females in front of her. She would just, I feel for like the first few years, she would actually like go along with how he was treating her, and she wouldn't say anything. But it hurt. You know what I mean? When I say it hurt, you guys, it's like this tore her to pieces. She didn't understand because she felt so passive, like she was letting him get away with it. She was like trying to, you know, be there for him and support him. But the whole time it's like she was missing out on her life. Does that I don't know if this makes sense to you guys, but this is what I'm feeling like. She felt like she missed out on opportunities for herself because she was so busy, trying to satisfy him, trying to be what he wanted her to be. Okay. Um, and she says, she does talk about that. She's bringing up the documentary. There's a documentary. Okay. And she says, she would recommend young ladies watching that who do have issues like, within their family, where if you see your parents fight a lot, if you've seen your parents split up, if you've had issues with your dad, she says watch that, because she's like, as women, believe it or not, the first man that most of us love and look up to is our fathers. Even if we don't know them, we don't know them, we still want to look up to our fathers. That's a piece of us as women. And I feel like there's a lot about Andre that reminded her the similarities with her Andre and her father, okay, too. She was able to be very patient with that for a long time, but the burning of the house happened because she couldn't take it no more. Okay, that was her breaking point. She was a victim. She felt like she was a victim. She felt torn. While there was an altercation outside between her and Andre, because I don't feel like it burned up right away. I don't think it was like intentional for the fire to go the way it did. I really don't think she was trying to do that. She says something about I feel like she lit clothes on fire, or she lit something on fire just to burn that one thing or those clothes, okay? Not the whole house. When they were outside in the front, she was arguing with Andre, fighting with Andre. They turned around. That's when they saw the black smoke. They could smell it. And it's basically like right before her eyes, she saw that. So they ran back into the house, actually. And, yeah, I mean, it was kind of crazy. She was shocked. I want to say she was shocked. She couldn't stop looking. Everyone else, I feel like Andre ran back out. I feel like there was friends there, okay? Andre had a friend, 2 friends. I feel like she had other family and people living with her. So it wasn't just like their house had people in it at all times, okay? It wasn't just them, so she couldn't believe. She was shocked. She was like, okay, what now? What from this now? In her mind, that was it. What, like, what am I supposed to do now? She was ready to die in that moment. She was ready to give up, okay? That is what she's saying, okay? So, let's go from there. As we know, she got in trouble. She did get arrested for that because it was considered arson. She went through rehab, the rehab treatment program. I do feel like while all that happened, okay, TLC wasn't that big, but because of all that happened, I feel like she's saying that it seems like TLC got bigger from all of that happening, okay? The thing that she doesn't like is that because of that happening, she kind of got put out there as a crazy, individual, which she is far from crazy, you guys. She was not crazy at all. But that's what was put out there. That was kind of her image after that. And so she actually did try to make that right. She did try to fix her image after going through all that. And I just feel like that is where she had a break, okay? a breakdown. So I do feel like their CD came out, the Crazy Sexy Cool. They got bigger, they exploded. No Scrubs came out. A lot happened so fast after all of that. Um, she said, and then she said she was still talking to Andre during all of this. Because there was never any restraining orders. There was never any. Well, if there was, they didn't follow them. Okay, so they were still talking. Now she wishes she would have stopped talking to him. Now that she looks back, she wishes she would have. But okay, so she did it. Let's see what up and see. We keep getting this energy, the Hangman. Okay, so I got to talk about this with her. Yeah, she wishes she didn't talk to him, but without him, she kind of felt stuck. She didn't really think that she was ever. Well, she said she knew she wasn't gonna love anybody again after that. She wasn't gonna take that chance. Okay, she's also pointing out the fact that she's a Gemini. So, um, there was two parts of her. Okay, there was two sides to her. So at this point in her life, those two parts kind of became more evident to her. Like she could feel, she could see. Well, this is who I am over here. This is who I am here. So in our eyes, she was Lisa Left Eye, the rapper, the TLC member who was crazy, who likes to light her boyfriend's house on fire. Oh, but in reality, she was a girl who had a lot of struggles, a lot of abuse by the people around her. Okay. Now the Hangman energy also comes out because she wants to talk about TLC. Okay, so she wanted to separate from TLC. She wanted to be a solo artist. That is so clear that she wanted to be a solo artist. Okay. Yeah, literally, you guys, this is crazy. She wanted to be a solo artist. Okay. But here's the problem. She's bringing up T-Boz and Chili, where I don't feel like she's mad at them. Okay? I don't feel like she's mad at them. But I do feel like she wanted them to allow her to step away from the group. And I just think that people were like, no. Pretty much, no. We're going to do this together. She came up with, and I'm hearing she came up with like some type of ideal for like a CD, that they all make a separate CD. And I think she actually did make this CD. And she wanted to do that in a way to kind of separate them and have their own solo careers. She never wanted to like, leave the girls, but she wanted to have her own platform, her own career. And she wanted people to see her, how talented she really was. Okay. Now, she actually did, decide to, come up with an album. It came out. Well, it may not have came out. It may not have came out. It didn't come out the way she wanted it to. I feel like she had to try to figure out other things. Even though she got a deal, she got a contract with a company, a record company, they didn't put the album out. And they said, and basically when you understand how the industry of music works, they felt like it left out the group of TLC. So really, she just could never get that opportunity to be a single artist. But she wasn't going to give that up, okay? She wanted, that's what she wanted. And she's telling me, like, I did not want to give that up, I wanted to be a solo artist. That's it. Period. Nothing else to say about it. And that's because TLC already had an image, they already had a style, you know, the type of songs they wrote. Their fans already expected certain type of music. There's other ways that Lisa wanted to go, and she just, what, you know, that's all she wanted. Um, the company, the music companies, the music industry saw that as a bad idea because and I'm not really getting straight up why they saw that as a bad idea. I think it does have to do with money for sure, but she had a hard time when they wouldn't release the record, and that's when she decided to go into hermit mode, and she went to Honduras. Okay, so you know, even though she had that bad feeling, all the time that all this is going on, okay, she still had that bad energy, that bad feeling that things weren't gonna be right, okay, that she was gonna die, that something was, you know, not right energetically, okay. So I'm gonna talk to you guys about Honduras. I gotta keep this energy separate because this is different. This is a whole different energy. Okay, hold on. And I'm going to tell you guys what it did because she's saying she knows that some people are like, oh man, if she would have went on that. No, don't think that, you guys. Don't think that at all. Yeah, because this is the end right here. All right, because this is going to be her whole reading, you guys. I want you guys to understand. Okay, so she does come up. You know, she is a Gemini. So she's here. And this is what I'm feeling with the Judgment card. Honduras was actually really good for Lisa. That was, you know, if you're a fan of her, if you love her, she doesn't want you to see that as, you know, oh, she shouldn't have went on that trip. She wants you to understand that that trip actually connected to her, you know, her spiritual guides. That trip helped her gain perspective, because if she would have came back to, you know, America, United States, okay, dealt with yeah, well, and I know she was trying to figure out, you know, I feel like she wanted to understand the meaning of life. She was lost, okay? She was lost. Literally, you don't get it. She was lost, okay? She was confused. She didn't understand also why that little bit, there's a part of her that had an ego. Okay, I want you guys to understand she did have an ego. That was upset that people were not letting her get her music out there, produce her music for herself. Okay? There's a part of her that didn't understand that. That upset her because she would get her music out through other artists. You know, she did work with Aaliyah. She worked with Tupac. She's saying out names. Tupac, Babyface. She worked with a lot of people. And that's kind of how she was doing it for a while. She said NSYNC, because I'm an NSYNC. I was an NSYNC fan. But she worked with a lot of people in writing their songs, and she helped actually direct people, you know, and believe it or not, she was a spiritual teacher. Okay? She was good at guiding people to their direction. But sometimes when you're a spiritual teacher, you need help, okay, with guiding yourself, okay? So when you guys think, okay, what was she looking, you know, we all understand she explains what she was searching for, but now that it's all over, she realizes that for herself, she also needed someone to guide her. She needed direction also at that point. There's so much more understanding with her now. Something she still couldn't figure out, something she still didn't have answers to. But whether she believed it or not, because I don't feel like she did understand You know, she was slowly putting it together, but for whatever reason, she just felt like she never had the answers to what her purpose was. She knew she was talented. She knew she was artistic. She knew she had this gift. She knew, all of that. But there was something missing. Why have a gift and not be able to do anything? She's a sign of, if I have this gift, right? Why would it be blocked? Okay, why is there so much blockage? Why is there so much delays? And why is this so hard? You know? Not just like the record company, it's just like everyone. Everything that was happening in her life, she didn't really understand why it all had happened to her. But now that she realizes, okay, well, point blank period, I was strong enough because I was strong enough to take it. I was strong enough to get through it. Up all the way to the end, right? There is a feeling of, and she says, you guys, it is a lot about what you focus on energetically. Watch what you focus on. When you focus on stuff that makes you feel tired, it's hard, it's negative, it's a lot on you. When you focus on that stuff, it kind of can cause a block. It can cause delays, It can make your soul not be at peace. Not saying her soul's not at peace, so don't think that. I do believe her soul is at peace because she figured it out well after. So let me tell you where she was going to be headed, because I don't know why this is relevant for her to say, but I get the King of Wands, which not her energy, but this is the energy of her ex, okay, Andre. And with the Six of Cups, I do think her and Andre were going to get back together. I do think Andre and her did get to a place of peace, and that situation was made right, okay, for her. Now, when it comes to her career, with TLC, this is the group, okay? She loved them. She thought of these girls as sisters. So don't misunderstand, but there's still a part of her that just wanted that separation, and she wanted to be a solo artist. She was ready to get back that control, okay? She was ready for that to end, okay? That's really what hurt her, not being able to move forward, okay? And just really wanting to, okay? She has so much I'm using the cards so you guys know, so I use the cards, okay? That I'm not just tuning into just nothing. I am tuned in with. Now, very, very, honestly, truthfully, when I tap into like the industry stuff, and I don't know who this man is who kind of discovered the girls. There's somebody who discovered them, who kind of put that, a block on her becoming more successful, okay? This man did not want that, and she did not really realize that at the time. He didn't want that because he made money. They were a huge part of his, his success, okay? And I do think that regardless of this man, Lisa was smart enough to get out of that with him, and that's what she was going to do. But she had to figure that out, okay? Also, I do know that some part of her thought, you know what, let me be honest. If he does not let me go, if I cannot go solo, I'm just going to end this career. I think she would have ended the career, and she would have went back to Honduras, okay? And that was the decision. She had already made her decision of what was going to happen. So no, there was not going to be any more TLC. No, there was not going to be, no, there just wasn't. Okay, she also says something about, and I saw your name, Supernova. I don't know if you're in here. Supernova, that was the name of her album. So she's it's really funny because um even though she's on the other side and she's at peace, she says, please go check out my album. Because, and I don't know if you guys have, but she's saying, please check out my album. That's a lot of where she was trying to go with her music, okay? She also says there's something like with the song with Tupac, okay, which she actually had a deep connection with Tupac. Whether that was like someone, if y'all knew that or not, she had a deep connection with Tupac. Tupac actually kind of encouraged her to, you know, break free. He helped her. So, but they didn't agree on a lot. She's, wait. We didn't agree on a lot. Musically, they didn't agree on a lot. But he actually helped her, you know, with that, you know. And he told her not to give up, okay? Tupac had a way about him, and see how these two were very much in common. They were writers. They were writers. They were poets, you know? They both really were talented. So the connection there, being with them, she always felt like, okay, this is a little weird. Okay, because you guys know, and she probably didn't know this at the time, but Tupac could have been her soulmate. Okay, I know that's funny to say, but I do feel like there was a soulmate connection there because there was a lot of similarities. Okay, and now she knows that. Okay, so she's like, I get that now. I see that now. I see how maybe because part of her, she said that was like a little bit of a fight for her. Only because they didn't agree musically, you know? They were different, but they were the same. Does that make sense? But they were the same, she said. So, what else? I'm mostly getting that if she was here today, if she was alive today, Lisa Left Eye Lopes would be a solo artist. Okay, and she would be successful. She would actually be producing music, and she would be she would have her own artist under her name. She would, I know she did discover a group because she's talking about the group she discovered. She is sad that someone died. She had a group. Come on, I know this group's name. Black. Okay, thank you. Black. Okay. Let's talk about them because she discovered that group, right? Not really discover. She's not taking credit like that. She didn't put them together. They were together, but, you know, she found them. She saw their gifts. She saw their talent. The girl who passed away was also a rapper. No one's ever talked about this, I don't think. She's saying, does anyone think it's funny? Kind of strange that girl also died after, you know, and they were so connected to her. There also is this feeling with her when she was alive, she did fear death, okay? She said, I would never admit that, but she did fear death. She did fear the ending, okay? Let's go on the other side. Wow. And she's good, you guys. She has left behind everything that's negative, everything, you know, even though it's over, it's ended, because I get a lot of ending, you know, because she passed away. I do feel like for her, on the other side, she's able to do what she's always wanted to do. There's something about the girl with black. She actually has seen her. She actually has communicated with her. I feel like that in some way made her feel very sad because I kind of feel like she would have connected to that group and helped them with their success. When I say connect, I think angelically she would have like guided them. But you know, You can't beat death, she says. So that's another thing. And that's something she wants people to know. You can't beat death. You know, things happen, but death is one of those things you can't fight. You can't fight it. It comes, and when it's your time, she's saying. But she's also wanting people to understand that it's nothing to fear. You know, as hard as that is to hear, she's saying that there's nothing to fear about death. Um, you know, it's a freeing of your soul. And that was something she couldn't do on this earth. You know, that's something most of us can't do when we're living in the physical world, you know? So she's telling me, you know, the fear of death is if you fear death, you're already gonna have a hard life, you know? So, that's deep. Okay, one more thing I wanted to talk about. Supernova, the Lisa Left Eye Legacy album. Those are the two CDs she would love people to check out if you're a true fan, she says. Listen to that music. Those if you purchase anything from there, I feel like it goes to her kid. She has a daughter. She has a daughter. I'm trying to pick up about the daughter. This is where I'm getting kind of confused. Something's going on with the daughter too. The daughter is kind of there's a connection between her and the daughter, and the connection is there was something about how the daughter was I feel like she's not blood related. So she has a daughter that she adopted before she died, who she was actually trying to give a better life for. Snow. I hear snow. I heard rain at first, but when I literally had to listen, she said no, her name's Snow. Okay, so Snow Lopes is her name. Also, she says, please don't spell her last name with a Z. Spell it with an S. I don't know why that comes up. I just have to say, she noticed people were spelling it with a Z. It's not Lopez. It's Lopez. I don't think I said that right. But it's with an S, okay? That's something else she keeps saying. She wants to also say, what is she trying to point out about the date of her death? April 25th. I don't know if there's something in it. Let me see. Yeah, hold on. No, I don't know. April 25th, 567. There's something about the date of her death that she's trying to point out. Yeah. Maybe the number 7. There's something about the number 7. I'm trying to put it together. Give me a second, guys. Because I have the 7 of Pentacles here. I'm going to have to look that up. The number 7. Yes, baby girl. All right, you guys. Maya, you're getting that all over me, honey. Oh my gosh. Does anyone have any questions? I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know nothing what she's trying to say right now about the numbers of her birth date, of her death. Maybe if you guys know what she's trying to say with that. Because we have the 7. We have a lot of 7s here. I do now realize that. The 7 of Cups, the 7 of Pentacles. Where's my other 7? Well, that's an 8. 7 of Cups, 7. So I'm going to put these together. 7 of Cups. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah. Her life purpose was to get to a point where she could figure out, what led to emotional fulfillment. What led to that higher place. Okay. Does that make sense? Being on that higher level. She also is saying that there's a man who was like a guru or like a doctor or whatever. He kind of mentors celebrities. He's a great, like, he's coming across as a therapist. There was a man in a village while she was in Honduras that she visited. This is coming out very clear. She said to him, she was able to heal him. Okay? She was able to help him with some healing. And so she's happy she was able to do that for his soul as well. She did a lot of good things for people. She's happy that she got to work with the artists she got to work with. She's happy that people do today appreciate, because there is another side where she sees now people do see who she was and how talented she was and how much work she put into her, her music. She also is saying, she was always a perfectionist, okay? And so she was kind of hard on herself. It feels really good to see that people are I guess there was a while that, and people still may do this. They put Tupac, Lisa, and Aaliyah, and she's happy. She loves those posters, and she loves that everyone connects her with them, because she actually worked with those two artists, and there was a lot of similarities between the three artists. Okay, so she's saying it's not a coincidence that they were all three put together or put on a poster, because there was a lot of similarities. So she's saying it's not a coincidence that they all died at a young, they were all musical geniuses, okay? They all brought something to the industry, not just for Black people, not just for, minorities. That was a huge part of it, but they were behind a lot of the stuff, in the music industry, as far as the art, the talented side, okay? So it's not a coincidence that they were all three put together on a poster, okay? So she does appreciate that. She loves her fans. She loves the people that really love her and look up to her. She doesn't want you guys to think about the house, the burning of the house. She wants you guys to understand with that was a mistake. That was a mistake, okay, you guys? She was at a breaking point, a low point. And she, in a weird way, it's like she's apologizing, because she's apologizing to her fans, or, today, or people who, if you ever have to talk to people and you bring up Lisa Left Eye Lopes and people say, oh yeah, the crazy one who burnt up her boyfriend, she wants to apologize that she has to be, represented that way, because there was more to her than that. She was actually a talented artist. So she does apologize to all her fans who really wanted her to succeed and wanted her to go the distance. And she thanks you guys for the spiritual support, because now she can be at that, help her get the closure that she needed, believe it or not. That brought her to her emotional fulfillment, while on the other side is seeing how much people really did notice, who she was, other than that big old scandal, okay? She misses T-Boz. She misses Chili. They were her sisters. She is saying that. She really does. She watches over them. She sees them. She's very thankful that they continued. I don't know what they did. She's thankful they're continuing to do music without her. That makes her very happy. She said, because when she left, and this is just to show you guys how much of an impact Left Eye was, literally that group. She made that group in a big way. So she's happy that they were able to finally continue. They're working on music. They're moving forward. She's happy for that. She wishes they never would have stopped, though. She feels like they waited too long, and that's her only, because granted they're not as talented as they don't feel as talented as her. They actually got to work with her. There's a lot that they've learned from her. T-Boz is, talented, on her own. Chili's, I guess, the least talented one, I guess you would say. But and I don't know, I don't want to make any Chili fans mad, don't be getting mad. But she's saying, she wishes they wouldn't have stopped the legacy of TLC at all. But they did. They broke down, okay, without her. They broke down. And now she also understands why they didn't want to let her go solo. Because they needed her. She was a huge part of their group. So, with that being said, does anyone have any questions? I didn't see anything that anyone said. Dr. Sebi? Oh, thank you. That's the guy. Oh, that is his name. Anyone have any questions? No questions? All right. I'm going to put this energy away. And I want to say, I'm going to say thank you, Lisa, for coming through. Thank you for connecting with me as strong as you did these last few days. She's helping me show my gift. So I do appreciate her spending time with us and letting me read her energy. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please hit that like, comment. Okay. But I'm going to get out of here. I love you guys and stay blessed, you guys. Okay. Bye.